Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. In financial management, one important concept we are going to study, that is cash management or management of cash. Anything, meaning is same. How do you manage the cash? Why to manage the cash? First of all, when you see liquid assets, the most important and easily convertible is cash. So that cash, if you can manage it, most of the problems we can solve it. Managing the cash. How do we manage the cash? Always remember that. So you have to focus on two aspects. What are the receipts? What are the payments? Based on this only we need cash. How we are collecting the cash and what we have to pay. Right? These two things we have to consider. What is the meaning of cash? Cash means simple, anything, coins, rupees or pounds, anything, so which is in currency notes, so coins, currency notes, and checks, balance at bank, these four things we consider it as cash. So this we have to manage it. Now a manager who can expertise, who can have an idea about managing this cash, so he can manage very easily. So what we have to focus, if tomorrow if you become a cash manager, tomorrow if you become a bank manager, or tomorrow if you become in a company, in a very good position, maybe a manager or maybe a CEO or director, whoever it may be, so you must know this concept, managing the cash. What is managing this cash? So here we are going to discuss in depth today. So for managing of cash, you have to remember two things, that is deficit or surplus. Company is having deficit, we have less of cash is less, that's deficit. When you have deficit, what to do? Borrow. From where we have to borrow? For how much time we have to borrow? What is the interest to be paid? So all these things you must have an idea. If at all deficit, what to do? If at all next surplus, you'll have either deficit or surplus. If you have surplus, then what to do? The excess cash you cannot keep inside of the company, that you have to invest it. When the question comes, invest, where to invest, and how much will be the interest on the investment, is it safe or not, all these things also you have to consider. So that is why you should not be in the position of deficit or surplus. In between, exact funds, a little bit extra surplus, a little bit surplus you can keep, but not more than that. So if you have excess cash, what happens? It's an idle cash, idle, no use, so you have to utilize it. So this simple funda you have to remember. Okay, now coming to the management of cash, and today we are going to discuss management of cash and also cash management simple techniques are there. Now first of all, let us know what are the objectives. Mainly you can say two objects are there for managing the cash. One is meeting payment schedule, whom we have to pay, when we have to pay, how much we have to pay, how do we pay. So everything considered under the meeting payment schedule. You have to see who are the creditors, and when we have to pay, and what are the payments to be paid. Sometimes some payments are fixed payments. For example, current bill, electricity bill, water supply bill, tax, these are all constantly you have to pay. Even wages also, so and so labors we are considering every month, so we have to pay. Transportation, few expenses are constant, you cannot change it, so those expenses, and also flexible expenses, both we have to consider, that we can discuss in the meeting payment schedule. So whom you have to pay, how you have to pay, that you have to consider. Then after that, second thing is that reducing funds committed to cash balance. Reducing funds committed to cash balance means you have to maintain the proper cash balance. It should not be high or it should not be low level. If it is high level, just now we have discussed, high level means whatever we required, more than that we are having cash. Suppose say we need a cash balance of 50,000 only, where we are having 1 lakh, 50,000 extra we are having, so that is high level cash balance, we are maintaining it. Whereas sometimes we need to have 50,000 cash, but we are having only 30,000 only. Rest of the 20,000 is deficit. So that you have to be very careful. High level, low level, both are not at all advisable. So you have to maintain, in this point we are discussing, we have to maintain such a cash where it should not be much excessive or much deficit. Excessive means surplus. What to do? Where to invest? That's a headache. If you don't utilize it also, so idle cash, that's a loss for the company. Whereas cash which is to be paid to the others, so that is also we have to consider it. When deficit is there, you can't pay. Deficit means you are in crisis, and how do you manage? So there you will be having lots of troubles. That is why, so reducing the funds committed to cash balance, it should be in such a way that it should not be more or less. These are the main two objectives: meeting payment schedule and reducing the unnecessary payments and maintaining the proper cash. These are the two objectives. Now let's see that what are the techniques of cash management, that we can say it as a cash management techniques. Easily you'll be able to remember. Simple concept it is. Focus just 5-10 minutes. Cash management technique. Two techniques are there. One is prompt cash collections. We have to collect it promptly, right? Prompt cash collection. Second one is that slowing disbursement. We'll collect it promptly. Here prompt cash collection, and here we are saying slowing disbursement. Where we have to pay, there we'll maintain this slow process. We'll make it payment, but slowly. Promptly we'll collect, slowly we'll make payment. That's the best policy of cash management. So cash management technique, that is why we are saying mainly 2 points. One is prompt cash collections and slowing disbursement. Disbursements slow, payments slow, but collection prompt. Now when we focus on the prompt cash collections, here you can discuss 2 sub points. One is quick payments by customers. Second one, early conversion of payments into cash. Let's focus on the quick payments by customers. We should always encourage the customers to make the payment quickly, as early as possible. Let them to pay. Let us encourage them. Maybe we have to attract the customers by offering discounts or by giving any kind of gifts or something. So whatever may be the policy, but you have to encourage the customers for the quick payments. Means they are paying us quickly. When they pay us quickly, what happens? Our cash balance will be always balanced. Need not to worry. So here you have to focus on the customer's interest, how they are feeling, and how we can attract them to make the payment quickly. So that strategies we have to maintain here. Second thing is that early conversion of payments into cash. Sometimes customers are ready to make the payment, but proper methodology is not there. They do not know the proper channel. Then you are going to make such a channel where customer will feel comfortable to make the payment. So that is this point. Are you getting me? Early conversion of payment into cash. Convert it. They wanted to pay. How do we get? So here you can maintain 2 strategies, important strategies. One is concentration banking. Concentration banking means, here you remember that when customer is ready to make the payment, maybe you are far away from the customer, then what to do? You have to make some arrangements near to the customer. Suppose say our head office is in Mumbai. Customers are spread at various places: Delhi, Pune, Nagpur, or otherwise Chennai, Hyderabad, many places. What to do in such case? Concentration banking technique says that you should reach near to the customer. Make some centers. What centers? Collection centers at their places. At their places. Suppose say we have a business only in Jaipur. Only in Jaipur. But Jaipur different areas are there. Districts, cities, streets. So there you have to maintain this collection center so that customer can approach you easily without any delay. So that is concentration banking. Okay, are you getting it? Now second one is that lock box system. Lock box system means it is related to the post office. Post office everywhere in India. In every country also you'll find post office. So every post office you keep one box system, that is called as lock box system. So there the customer can come and drop their checks. And who will operate this? Authorized post office offices. Authorized post office offices, they are eligible to open this box. So they'll open it, they'll disperse it. It is very easy. But in fact, if you see all the systems, in the present scenario, RTGS, that methods are going quickly. Wherever you are, but you can make the payment very easily. And small payments, you can just transfer it. That is going on. Anyway, these two systems are encouraging. These two methods are encouraging the customers to make the payment easily without any struggle. First one is concentration banking, means nearby the customer you are making some kind of centers, that is collection centers. And lockbox system, it is connected with the post office. You can keep a box in the post office. In that box they are going to drop their checks. Everywhere you can maintain it. So this is about the prompt collection. Okay. Second one is that slowing disbursement. When we have to make the payment, slow it. The disbursement must be slow. How we can slow down? Collecting promptly, but disbursement slowly. If we make it the distance or the difference of this cash collection and cash disbursement, collecting promptly and payments are slow, means our cash management system is pukka 100% sure. It's perfect, you can say. So how we can make the payments slowing disbursement? There are 4 points. Okay, first point is avoiding early payments. If any early payments you have to make, avoid it. Early payments, no. Only whatever you have to make the payment, focus on that payments only. Early payments not required, need not to focus. So for example, rent paid in advance, tax paid in advance, and transportation dividend, something paid in advance, no. That advances you cut it. No advances. Only right now you have to pay whatever is to be paid. Avoid this early payments so that you can make the payment slow. Another method is that centralized disbursement. It means in every company has to maintain one centralized office to make the payments. This centralized office, centralized officer, that department is taking care of this payments. So it is in their hands. So what to do, when to make the payments. So all these things are in their hands. So one person or one department is maintaining, means it will be very clear. So there is no question of delaying, or transparency will be there. Concealing the facts you will not find, right? So that's about the centralized disbursements. Third one is that float. Float means you prepare a check. In float system, you prepare a check, but check give them a little bit late. Late you have to make the payment of check. So in between that you will get some time. So you are going to make the payment a little bit slowly. So you are preparing check, but disbursement is a little bit late. Or give them a date of so and so. So according to that date only they can encash it. In that way also you can make the payment slowly. And last one is that accruals. Accruals means we have discussed in the final accounts, receivable or payable. Now when we are talking about slowing of disbursement, means it's about the payable. Rent I have to pay, outstanding rent will be showing in the balance sheet, right? And outstanding interest, outstanding dividend, something is to be paid, but we are not paying right now. We'll pay. Make it a little bit of slow payment. So that's about accruals. If possible, try to lag it, try to slow it. So these are the 4 methods for slowing the disbursement. One is avoiding early payments, and centralized disbursement, one centralized department will maintain it, and float. Checks we are preparing, but we are not issuing it, or we are not giving the date of disbursement, or accruals. Make the payment slowly. So these are. Anyway, in all together, what I can say, First take screenshot, then after that I'll give you a nutshell, a small recap in a lucid way. Management of cash is mainly simply two objects we have learned, and cash management techniques, two techniques only. One is prompt cash payments and another one is slowing disbursement. Prompt cash collections means, first of all, you have to attract the customer. Simply customer has to make payment by themselves, that is quick payments by customer. Second one is that you are promoting them to make the payments easily with some kind of techniques, that is we say it as an early conversion of payment into cash. What are the techniques? Centralized banking, one system is there, so there you are going to make the payments, you are allowing the other customers to make the payment, and lockbox system, it is related to the post office. This is about the prompt cash collection. Second one is slowing disbursement, how we can make the payments of slow. 4 points we have discussed: avoiding early payments, centralized disbursements, float and accruals. Am I clear? Simple topic, nothing to worry. In the coming classes related to the financial management, we'll see more. Stay connected. Don't forget to share these videos and also study well and get good marks. And please share your results also. Good luck.